there. How are y'all? So good evening. Thank you for allowing me to speak. We're in the home stretch of the school year, and things are busy for everyone, I know. My hope is that we finish the year as strongly as we started, and that we keep sight of the importance of retaining good people to do the work of the district going forward. Speaking of good people, I do want to say a few words. I know you're ready for this. Say a few words about a meeting last night that you may have heard about. And after this, I'm going to be done with it, just so you know. But here's the thing. The general public needs to understand, and their elected officials as well, that St. Lucie Public Schools are not a collection of buildings, and the school district is not a thing in and of itself. The school district is the people who work within it, the people that I represent, the people that work for you. It's really the people. And the work we do is hard work. With fewer resources, less support, and more political micromanagement than any other entity in this state, and certainly any other entity in this county. We are thrown around like a partially deflated football and expected to be all-stars. And what's pretty amazing is that this county and the people who work in it rise to the occasion every single time. And whether school grades reflect that or not, I don't believe school grades reflect excellence, quite honestly, because I know there are amazing schools and amazing teachers in this district that work at schools that are C's. That's the way the system is set up. It's not set up for the real excellence to rise, but that's another whole conversation. So when others who think that just because they have been to school themselves at some point are experts in teaching or even running a school district, and they jump in with so-called support, it's hard not to be a little testy. And I'll be honest, my members are a little testy about what's been going on the last couple of weeks. And really, it didn't start with an article in the newspaper. It started with a meeting that took place in December. And it's continued since then. So maybe we need to just model what we want them to do, because I don't think they get it. Matter of fact, I know they don't get it. Here's what real support would look like from government entities in this community. How about release time once a month for their employees to volunteer somewhere in the county, in the school district as part of their workday? How about partnering with the school district to identify sources of affordable housing so that young teachers and their families looking to make an investment in the community can rent to own a home here and actually stay here and have a commitment to be here? How about helping the district promote the wonderful successes of our school system instead of continually focusing on areas in need of improvement and kind of saying, if I was on the board, I could do it better? Well, if you want to be on the school board, then run for the school board. If you're a city councilman, be a city councilman. If you're a county commissioner, be a county commissioner. I'm a teacher, so let me just be a teacher. When it comes to good schools, I've always believed it was a community responsibility. Parents, local government, and the school system. We all have to work together. We can't function in isolation. We never have in this county, and we never will. Now, there can be a rewrite of the truth. You can call it alternative facts. You can call it fake news. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Those of us that have been here for the long haul know that there has been cooperation between all three government entities in this community for many, many years, and it didn't start in 2002. There is not one entity in this county that doesn't want to see every child who is born here or who grows up here be successful and even come back to live in our community. But for any local government to think it has the right or responsibility to tell another local government entity and their employees through ultimatum, proclamation, citizens committee, or whatever, how to do its work, they're simply grossly out of line. So where do we go from here? I'm going to kind of leave that up to you. Because, see, I know to stay in my lane. And my lane is to advocate for the people who work for you. And sometimes I tell you you're right, and sometimes I tell you you're wrong. That's what you can always count on from me. I'm not going to tell you, well, not always, how to do the job. I may give some suggestions, but I always want to be a part of the solution. And I want our city government and county government to be a part of the solution as well. I can't get any one individual to rethink their behavior, because behavior is behavior, and you can't change who somebody is. But I am going to say it one last time. Stay in your lane. Let the school district run the school district. We know what we're doing. And if you're a city commissioner, a city councilman, county commissioner, take care of my roads, give me clean water, pick up my trash on time, cut the grass at the park, lower my taxes. And quite honestly, stop being the voice that continues to tell the community we're not doing good enough. We are working really hard. And stop telling us that you're telling everyone you're being supportive when everywhere you go, you come up with some way to say something else. Out of this side of your mouth, that side of your mouth, and I don't know where else it's going to come from. As I said, I'm leaving it up to you at this point. I have faith in our school board to do the right thing and to partner and to understand what your role is. And I can only hope that our city council and county commission will do the same.
Thank you. As a community, we all want what's best for our children. Our teachers model that expectation. To each of them, I say thank you. This board says thank you. Research shows that our teachers are more passionate and mission-driven than those in other professions. They teach because they want to make a difference in the world, one child at a time. A child's first and best teacher should be their parent. Unfortunately, that is not the case for far too many of our children. Educators are not only asked to teach children, but to raise many of them as well. Teachers don't seek fame and recognition, but they're driven by a moral purpose. They come to work every day, prepared and determined to make a difference. That difference will not come about by policymakers mandating change. Change will only happen through local will and capacity. There must be an end to the culture of blame. We must have a community culture that values risk-taking, recognition, and shared accountability. Through our work together, we need to identify key challenges, verify them with data, and unite to explore strategies that lead to a remedy that we all can support. St. Lucie Public Schools business as usual is not acceptable. We're in the business of continuous improvement. Therefore, I'm looking forward to what tomorrow holds in store because I know our best days are ahead of us. Thank you.
Miss.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because I'm upset. There's a movie called Courage Under Fire. Ms. Rodriguez, thank you for having courage. Thank you for representing a good portion of our employees. I appreciate that because it does take courage. And you're right. I mean, it's shameful, the behavior and the things that I have heard said. And it's offensive to me personally. St. Lucie County School Board lost a lawsuit with Renaissance at Tradition when we asked for students to be bused. It was found and appealed, and the judges said it's legal. I grew up in St. Lucie County. This is insidious segregation. That is my personal opinion. That is not the opinion of the court system, but we fought the good fight because all students should be exposed to the education in charters as well as public schools. Well, excuse me, charters are public schools, but it depends what day of the week or who you ask, because our legislators are also confused that charter schools are public schools. So now we have students that cannot be bused to this school, and we fought it. And I want you to know we fought it. And I personally am very angry because we didn't do this to gain anything for ourselves as board members. We did this about the kids. We have to step back and think about the kids. And if you don't think this is insidious segregation, it is. and it's coming. And you have to have courage under fire. All of us have to be armed and ready to fight for the kids, all the kids, because what happens in this county will go into other counties. If other schools see, well, they're not busing, well, we're going to stop busing too. And we have no recourse because we don't have people that listen to us in Tallahassee. So think long and hard when some of our people come up to be elected again and the state level. Think long and hard and get out there and talk to your friends and talk to your neighbors. What was politically correct is no longer politically correct. And we have to take back our public schools that are the foundation of democracy. Because as the public schools go, so does democracy. And Phil Shalecki, the guru, said that 20 years ago. Watch, as your public schools go, so will your democracy. This is serious business. And in St. Lucie County, we don't play that game. Thank you.
A thank you to the union, not just Miss Vicky, because we had, the place was packed last night at the City of Port St. Lucie Council meeting, packed with our teachers who were saying, don't say anything you want to say and don't treat us any way you want to treat us. We work hard. We are, the entire district, we know how much effort we put into our children's education, and we will continue to put that effort. We will continue to move forward. As a local community, we are going to make this happen. But we do need the governor and Tallahassee to understand that funds are important to measure up to what they're asking us to measure up to do. So we definitely request that we as a community get behind this, because if we don't do anything, then people are allowed to do anything. And I will be making my call as well.